This conference will now be recorded.
Right, hi, everybody. We get started by opening up your the chat box in the upper right-hand corner. Just type in your name if you can. That way we know that you're here. If not, if you're on a phone or if you don't have the ability to do that, that's okay. But if you can, type your name in there. Give everybody a few more minutes to join, and then we'll get started. Those who are just joining, please type your name in the chat box so that way we know you're here, and we'll get started here. I think we have about the number of people that said they were going to be able to make it. So if everybody could just yourself on mute. If you have any questions, type them right into the chat box or shoot us an email after, and we'll be happy to answer any questions people have. So let me start by sharing my screen here. You can't see it, that's okay, but do want to start by saying thank you to everybody for joining, giving up some of your Sunday time to do this. This with everything going on in the world right now, this is important that we take the opportunity to get some new information out to not just workers who've been working in the past, but new workers this year. I think everybody knows that we didn't open the Doghouse last year because of COVID, and we're trying really hard to make sure that we can open it and keep it open this year. So again, thank you for joining us today. So to get started, why are we working at the Doghouse? What are some of the benefits? Obviously, it's a job. You guys get paid. It's a first job for many of you. It's your first opportunity. You may think, oh, it's just the little league concession stand, but the little league concession stand is a business. It's just like any other business in town. We have to go get permits from the Board of Health. We have to get permission from the town to operate. There's certain guidelines we have to follow, and you are working. It is a real job. So it's a good thing that a lot of you are being able to do that for a first time. Some people don't, kind of maybe think it might be funny, but this is something that, if you ever need to put a resume together, if you ever need to apply for a job as you get older, this is something that you can put on your resume as, experience. This is, I worked at the seasonal concession stand for 3 years, and that goes on your your resume. If you need a reference, you can use myself or any of the Little League officials as a work reference if you ever need to. So and then this is again, it's an opportunity to learn good working habits. It's a first job for many of you. Aside from maybe doing some chores around the house with your parents, there's responsibility that comes along with having a real job, and take it as an opportunity to learn good working habits. So, all right, on to the fun stuff. So COVID-19 guidelines this year. So a couple very important things that we need to do as part of the guidelines for opening is we need to do a health pre-screening for our workers, and we also have to log our cleaning that we do in the doghouse, cleaning and disinfecting. So we're going to make this real easy for you guys. So as you walk into the doghouse, you can going to see this on the door. So I don't know, most of you probably know what this is. It's a QR code. If you have a smartphone, you can hold your smartphone right up to that, and it will bring you right up to a questionnaire. That questionnaire, you guys have probably all done them. It's just a list of questions. Which doghouse am I working at? Your name. And then there's just a yes or no if you've had any symptoms, if you've been asked to quarantine. It's all stuff that you guys have probably had to deal with at school. So you can do that on a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, you can do it at home. I'm going to send out this form after the training's over, and you can click on that link and you can do it from a computer at home before you work. But this is something that you need to do before you start your shift, and that's why I'm going to put it right on the front door as a reminder as you walk in. If your parent drops you off, and you can do it, or before you leave from home to start your shift. That's something that we're going to have to do. Other thing, again, it's very similar. We're going to post another QR code in the inside the doghouse, and it's just a log for cleaning. So once every shift, you have to be able to do this. And again, if you don't have a smartphone, you can do it when you get home. But again, which doghouse location? I am a worker performing cleaning during my shift. Then this is just a checkbox that you go down and say, hey, I've done this. You go all the way down, and then you hit submit. So that's how. Those are two requirements that we have from the state guidelines that we have to follow. So your pre-screening, you could fill out online or from a smartphone prior to starting your shift, or a cleaning log, fill out prior to leaving, or online once you return home. All right. So Carrigan doghouse, just like normal, only one worker allowed in the doghouse at any time. EMC, we're going to have 2 workers in the doghouse, but you need to stay apart. So we have a small table that's going to divide the front and the back of the doghouse. So we just ask that if the 2 workers, one stay on each side of that table during your shift. And if you want to switch halfway through or change it up, that's fine. Just try to maintain that 6-foot separation. So one of you up front doing the money and the candy, things like that, and then one in the back doing the cooking and getting things prepared. And that table in the middle will be there for passing things back and forth. Masks have to be worn at all times, 100%. We're going to have a plexiglass divider that's going to go in the window. So that's there for your protection and the customer's protection. It's just an extra level of protection, just something very easy that we can do to help make sure that we're a little bit safer. Gloves. So we have a ton of disposable gloves. Please wear them. We bought a bunch of them in 2019, and a lot of them didn't get used, so that just means that we weren't wearing them. But use them as much as you can, even for handling things like handling money and things like that. Wash your hands. Wash your hands when you show up. Wash them during your shift. Wash them when you leave. There'll be hand sanitizer there. There's a new hand washing sink in Carrigan. So use the hand washing sink, use the soap, use the hand sanitizer. Don't come to work if you're sick. That's a should be a no-brainer for everybody. If you have any symptoms that are related to COVID-19, if you've been asked to quarantine, if you've been asked to isolate, uh, stay home. If you're scheduled to work, just let myself and I'm sorry I didn't introduce Katie Stroud here. She's going to be helping me with the doghouse, managing the work shifts this year. So let us know so we can reschedule your shift. Or if you work the doghouse and then the board of health or something happens, and um, if something happens, we can let you you can let us know that hey, I worked on this day and the board of health just identified me as a close contact. So those are things that are very important to remember to do. Um, in both dog houses, we're going to store hand sanitizer and disinfectant that gets handed out to the coaches. If a coach comes up and asks for some, you just give that to them. There's bottles of hand sanitizer and some Windex disinfecting spray that if a coach asks for it, you just give to them. All right. So expectations. So be on time. If you're scheduled to work a shift, be there when your shift starts. Try to be there a little early so that when the doghouse is supposed to open, or there's a parent there who's opened it, they're not waiting around. So just be on time for your shift. Communicate in advance of any changes. If you text or email us, 5 minutes before your shift that you're not going to be able to make it, that makes it really hard for us to react to that. Give us a few days notice. We understand that emergencies come up, but if you have a shift scheduled and you can't make it, give us the opportunity to refill that slot. If you are scheduled and you can help us out by finding someone to take your place, that would be a big help. Call a friend. Hey, I'm scheduled to work tomorrow afternoon. I can't make it. Can you work for me? And then let us know. It's important to let us know if you do that. One of the things that we found in 2019, last time the doghouse was open, is a lot of you guys were trading these your work shifts around behind the scenes, not letting us know, and it ended up making a lot of problems with people getting paid. I got a lot of emails from people, hey, I didn't get paid for working this shift. I checked my records and I said, well, you weren't scheduled to work that shift. I paid John. John was scheduled to work that shift. So if that happens and somebody works for you and you don't let us know, that'll be something that you guys have to work out on your own because that person that didn't work would then get paid. So if you do trade off a shift with somebody, just let us know that. All right. Start to clean up. If you're the last shift of the day, help the person who's going to close the doghouse, the parent that's going to close the doghouse. Start by cleaning up. Do the dishes. Clean the floor. Throw away the trash. We're all volunteers that do this, and anything you guys can do to help keep the doghouse clean, close up towards the end of the shift, that's a big help for the parents. Check twice before opening a new box of anything. This is a big one. At the end of the season, we have a lot of leftover items, and we buy them from BJ's, and most everything we can return. I think I had like 6 open boxes of Oreos at the end of 2019 season. I can't return those. It ended up being almost, by the time I consolidated them all, I believe it was 4 full boxes of Oreos, a lot of open boxes of candy that we couldn't return. So just check twice before you open. Just check twice before you open and anything new. I'm sorry, I'm seeing some people are having some microphone issues. Is anybody else having some issues besides Annabelle and Libby? Everybody can hear me? All right. All right. Restock the drink fridge. At the end of your shift, before you leave, keep the drinks filled up. If you don't do it, again, that's something that the parent who comes in and closes is something they're going to have to do. But if you're standing around, if it's not busy, use that time to restock the drink fridge. In Carrigan, there's the drinks are right there. They're off to the side in the storage side. And in EMC, the drinks are stored in the maintenance area around the back. Um, so EMC has a slushy machine. Keep that full. That was one of our biggest items for 2019. We sold a lot of slushies, but if as you're going through the day and it starts to go down, if you're not refilling it, it's not going to freeze, and we're not going to be able to sell any. So keep the slushy machine, keep it full and fill it up as often as you can. Just on that, the slushy machine, there's two sides. So if you're pulling off of one side and you keep adding more and more juice to it to turn to slush, it takes time. It takes time to freeze. So just be mindful of that as you're working with the slushy machine. If we're running low on anything, if you notice we're missing something, food-wise, supplies, if something's not working, send us an email. Let us know. We try to swing by there as much as we can to check on things, but sometimes we just if we're running out of something or we're missing something or something's broken, we may not know that, and the sooner we do, the sooner we can get it fixed or restocked. All right. So anybody who's not on the workers list is not allowed in the doghouse. So if you have a friend at the game and they want to come in, the answer is no. It's workers only. And that's important with all the COVID things, COVID requirements going around. It's very important that we follow this rule. Food. So any food that you eat or drink, especially the prepackaged stuff, that's a cost to Little League. So if you want something to eat, if you want something to drink, that's fine, but you do have to pay for it. The only exception to that is obviously, there's cooked food. I don't want to throw it away. If you want to eat it, that's fine. But after you eat or after you drink, make sure you wash your hands. And then you're not eating while you're working, preparing food or dealing with customers. You're off to the side. If we want to have a hot dog or something like that. So and then no tip jars, guys. I don't want to see it this year. You're not. It's just something that we didn't. We saw it a couple times in 2019. We don't want to see it this year. We bumped up the pay to $13.50 an hour this year. So I don't want to see that tip jar out on the counter this year. Communication. So again, I'm going to send this out after this file out after the training, but this is all important stuff right here. So any problems, anything you need, here, my cell number is going to be here. Katie's going to be doing the scheduling, so her cell number is here. Only call us or text us if you have a last minute issue and you need to get a hold of us. Otherwise, use the email address, hopkintonlittlelegudoghouse@gmail.com. So other forms that we wait to communicate, especially any changes to schedule, cancellations, or things like that. You guys are responsible for checking if there's questions about game cancellations. If you think the weather is, it looks rain, are they going to play? There's 3 ways you guys can check to see if a game's been canceled or not. We have the website, we have a Facebook page, and we'll have Twitter as well. So any of those 3 items, you guys can use to check for any updates in relation to schedule changes. And then something new for this year, we're going to have a YouTube channel. So I'm going to try to post this video for the training up there after the meeting. I'm not sure if the file is going to be too large or not, but we're going to post some training videos. How to use the pizza oven, how to use the hot dog machine, things like that. And I'll send some updates out. If you're there and you have a question on how to use something, you can pull it up on your smartphone. Or if you're at home and you're nervous about working your first shift and want to check to how to do something, we'll have some resources for you guys to be able to access, and hopefully we can get some videos up there pretty soon here. So menu. So we got a couple new menu items this year, but in each doghouse, we'll have a binder, 3-ring binder, and it's called the survival guide. So there's just a bunch of papers in there that can, tell you how to, how to work the doghouse, and tips, how to cook certain items, things like that. Just how long to cook the pizza for, what temperature to set it at. So if you guys are looking through that or have any questions, use that first as a resource. If there's something in there that we screwed up, we didn't put in there right, Gabe, I know you said cook it for 10 minutes, but it only needs to be cooked for 8. That's good feedback. Let us know. Just utilize that survival guide, and there'll be one copy in each doghouse. Umpires get a free drink before the games. So if an umpire comes up, just give them whatever drink they want. A change for this year is condiments need to be, because of the COVID guidelines, condiments need to be in single serve packets this year. So we won't have the ketchup and mustard bottles going out on the table. So if somebody orders a hot dog and asks them what they want for a condiment, we'll have mustard, ketchup, relish. There's no charge for that. Chicken nuggets, we're going to have dipping sauces. Those will be extra, but ask the customers if they would like those, and then you hand them what they request. Same thing on the coffee. Sugar, creamer, things like that. Ask the customer what they'd like to go along with it. So just a couple new items that we're going to have this year. So we're going to the league sent out a survey of some things that what we could do better, some items that we could add that people would like to see. So we've changed a few things around, and then added some new items. So we have some hard pretzels with some hummus or peanut butter or Nutella to dip in. There'll be a bag of pretzels, and then each one of those, the hummus, the peanut butter, the Nutella, will be in its own separate pack. We're going to have some microwave popcorn. We're going to try microwave mac and cheese and see how it goes. We have some energy bars, some fruit squeezers, and then just important, we're going to try a few gluten-free options. So we're going to get some gluten-free hot dog rolls, some gluten-free pretzels, and a few other items. But just something to be aware of if someone asks for a gluten-free item. I'll try to, once we figure out how we're going to do this, make sure you guys know where those are at and placed within each doghouse. We're going to have this updated menu here. So we're going to have a bulletin board posted on the outside of the doghouse where people can see this. We want to avoid handing around the plastic laminated sheets that we've done in the past. So we'll have that plastic laminated sheet in the doghouse for you guys, but this will get posted up on the outside so that people can see it. A lot of the items are the same, and then all the new items that we have here this season are up in the corner, or will be up in the upper left corner. And then we have a few just combo specials where people can get, hot dog, chips and soda. If somebody comes up and asks for that combo special, it makes things a little bit easier to order. So, all right. So food safety. So we've sent out a couple of items that you guys were supposed to look at already. I'm not going to go over them. Okay. That was asking you guys to, if you haven't looked at them, please go do. There's this, the food safety document. It goes through just some food safety items. One thing I did want to touch on is the illness policy. So, if you have obviously with anything that's COVID related, you got to stay home. But if you have any cuts or open wounds or blisters on your hands, make sure it's covered with a bandage. Especially use your the plastic disposable gloves in those cases. If you have any stomach bugs, got to stay home. And obviously if you're really sick, stay home. But we don't want people coming to work or coming to work the doghouse if they're not feeling well is their overall point. We have this foodborne illness little pamphlet that we sent out to you guys as well, and then there was the allergen awareness video that link that we'd sent. So on your own time, please, if you haven't already, take a look at those. All right. So shift scheduling. So again, this year, in 2019, in years past, the coaches were responsible for scheduling all the work shifts. In 2019 summer season, we decided to try something new and have the league handle all the worker scheduling. And it ended up working out really well. It gave us a lot of flexibility to keep games, any games that were rescheduled, keep the doghouse open, because in years past, if it was a reschedule or a rain out, the doghouse was just closed. So Katie Stroud is going to be helping with scheduling this year. So this will be Katie's first year doing it. So please help her out by keeping a good line of communication open. So she'll be sending out weekly requests. The expectation is that you guys respond within 24 hours via email. So, if a work request goes out and you want to put in a request for, a certain shift, just email us back. That's all you have to do. That does not mean you are getting that shift. That just means you're putting in a request. Once all the requests for the week come in, another email will go out to the workers who are assigned work that shift. Just if you didn't get an email, sorry, you didn't get assigned a shift that week. There's a lot of you guys. There's about 50 people whose applications came in this week, and we're going to try our best to spread those work hours around. But obviously, if you're communicating well, if you're responding to the work requests, that's the only way you're going to have an opportunity to work. If you're not responding to them, that's fine, but you're not going to get assigned a shift. So once that shift schedule goes out, that'll be your communication for the week. If the expectation is that's on your radar, and you've accepted that shift. If you have to change it, like we already talked about, just reach back out to us, in as much advance notice as you can. So, but I can't stress enough how important it is for you guys to check your emails every week. So, and just case in point, and I just wanted to point this out to you guys. So, we'd send out the email to 50 of you about this training, and there was a very request to email back just to say, hey, I got the email and I'm going to be able to attend, or I'm not going to be able to attend. So out of the 50 people on the workers list, we got 26 responses. So about 50% of you guys responded to that. So if you're not paying attention, if you're not reading the emails as they come out, it's going to make things really hard for us to get you assigned work shifts. So please, just when those go out, pay attention to them, ask questions, and just keep that line of communication open. All right. So game cancellations. So everything will be posted to the league website, Facebook, Twitter. Make a habit of checking before you leave for your work shift. If the game is canceled and you still go over there and show up, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get paid for your shift. If a game's canceled after you start, you'll get paid for the hours that you work. If you show up and in 15 minutes they cancel the game, we'll pay you for an hour. But if you're there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then it gets canceled, that you'll get paid for your full time there. Rescheduled games, sometimes they pop up real quick. Those of you who are really good at communicating back, you guys, you're going to get that first opportunity to get some last minute work shifts that are scheduled. So if we have a rain out on a Tuesday and they reschedule the game for a Friday, Katie or myself will send out a note to you guys, and it's going to be a first come first served basis. Any scheduling changes that happen during the week, hey guys, I need somebody to work Friday, and the first person that responds that they can do it is going to get that shift. So again, another reason to really keep an eye on your emails this year. All right, paychecks. So workers, so we send your hours to the league treasurer every week, and the league treasurer will send out checks in the mail every other week. So you'll get a paycheck in the mail, and it's not going to be paid cash by the coach like it used to be. If you have a paycheck and you haven't gotten paid, let us know. Send us an email with the date and the time of your shift, and we'll try to get it. We'll try to get it fixed as soon as we can. And again, the biggest problem we had in 2019 with this was people trading their work shifts around, and saying, hey, I didn't get paid for the shift I worked. If you're not on the schedule for that day and you don't let us know, then obviously you're not going to you're not going to get paid for that shift, because we didn't know you were there. So make sure that we know that if you're scheduled and you've passed that shift on to someone else, that you let us know about that. So moving over the menu, the food safety. All right. Just real quick, I know there was a couple questions. So from Ashley said, could you still come to work if you have a cold? So the answer to that is no. So cold symptoms are the same symptoms that we have for COVID. So if you have a runny nose, you have a fever, or you have a cough or a sneeze, that is a no-go. So those until your symptoms clear, if you have to go in, worst case scenario, you get asked to go get tested, or you get put into a quarantine. You can't work. So if you're coming down, even if it's allergies are really bothering you, there's too much risk if you're not feeling well. We're asking that everybody to try to do the right thing and stay home. So, all right. So again, if you haven't put your name into the chat box, I'm going to leave this open for a few more minutes. Put your name in there so we have a record that you attended the training. We'll try to do one more for people who missed. And again, just keep an eye out for an email. I'll send this document out so you have all the links. So you have our phone numbers. And if you have any questions at all, we want to do our best to try to keep this doghouse open for the season. But it's going to take a lot of work from you guys to make sure we're all doing the right thing. So I really appreciate everybody's time here today. If you have any questions at all, let us know. Otherwise, we're looking forward to a really good season with working with you guys. So thank you very much, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.